mic. Testing my mic. Testing that mic. Testing the mic. Mic test. Sounds good to me. Let's go ahead and maybe think about rolling it on in. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, yeah. Well, howdy, y'all. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome back to another night in the corner. But the first night with this brand new camera bought for this channel by the patrons. Thank you, patrons. Should be a nice upgrade. Color fidelity much higher. Mic is getting tested. Testing the mic. Mic. Oh man, I'm excited to try this new camera out. Also, welcome another Nate. Welcome, Iron Elemental. Howdy, howdy. I want to paint tonight. I am super excited to see the color fidelity on this here new camera, this here Logitech Brio 4K. Unfortunately, it's not in 4K at the moment because I need to install some USB ports that are higher speed. Evidently, the transfer speed of the old school USB ports, the old USB-A, automatically set the Brio into 1080p, and you can't boost it up. But we put on that USB 3.0, and it should be looking even crisper. Not to be confused with the gene editing utility. But there's an E in this crisper. Anyhow, if I recall correctly, last time we worked on this here Dragon Summoner gal, we got some base coats on, we got some ink washing done. Just a bit of ink washing. And I think we're going to pick up right there and try to get her done. Aiming for a week after Titania, whenever Titania gets done. Welcome, Jason. Camera testing time indeed. Get this thing a-going. Got a brand new sheet of parchment here for my Army Painter wet palette. I think we need to rehydrate these brushes too. I was giving them the old taste test, as is tradition, and they are quite stiff. So let's recover those real quick with a little bit of alcohol. And to do that, I just usually put a little in this cap here. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Revitalize these brushes and break down the gunk that I left in them last time we were painting. Keep my vegetables in the crisper and my vegetarians. Yes. Nice and chilly. Tomorrow I'll watch the rerun on my TV and test the bejesus out of that camera. Yeah, I think the biggest improvement we're going to see right now is going to be color fidelity. And you know what? To test that, let's pull out a subject y'all know and love. And do another confession time with Cam. So, Titania's still not done. I'm already at it in the video. She's still not done. But you should be able to tell some kind of difference here. I hope that's autofocusing. I can't really tell. Let me see if I can do a full screen projector preview here. Are you gonna focus? Do you want to focus? She's trying to focus. She don't really want to focus though, does she? Okay, that could be slightly problematic. I mean, it's no worse than no worse than it was before, but I do have this happy little app that came with the Brio. I should be able to live zoom it in and stuff, which is wild. It also has some options for field of view changes. So currently it's in a 65 degree field of view, and I can pump it out to a 78 and even out to a 90. But I think 65 is about where we want it. Hoping that autofocus stays decent. It looks good. Trying to focus on the brushes. Yeah, it is trying to focus on the brushes. Let's see if that's any better. Can't quite tell. Oh, I've got hella latency over on my little monitor here. Anyhow, yeah, Titania's basically done. She needs a few more coats of the purple filter right here, and then I want to change the color on these little accessories on the rock. We're going to change those to red. I think they'll make more sense there. But that's scheduled for tomorrow, because I've actually got a game scheduled with my best friend. He's going to come over. We're going to roll some dice, play some battletech instead of streaming again tomorrow. I might do some late night stuff on the Titania editing, but it has kind of shifted my plans to just stream every night till Titania's done, which is fine. It's fine. Zoom in looks good. Yeah. Almost killed me just then with the zoom in enhance. Yes, enhance. Clackety, clackety, clackety. Enhance. Yeah. I think it might necessitate a bigger monitor over here eventually, so I can better keep track of the stream. But you know, it's working for now. Working fine. I just gotta like get in all close to this thing over here because there's hella glare all over it. Enhanced imaging, that camera's Clantech. No! Right in the trash with you. No, it's great. Again, big thanks to the patrons. Y'all's generous support has allowed for a much needed upgrade here. And it's the type of upgrade that I've been really obstinate. Obstinate? Is that the right word there? Been really resistant to investing in a decent camera. Just like good enough is good enough doesn't always apply. And I think this is one of those cases where 10 times the price of my last camera may in fact produce 10 times the quality. Yeah. All right. We got our brushes refreshed and living again with some isopropyl alcohol. I think we're going to dive into working on this gal. How's that looking? Let me do a full screen preview. Full screen preview. Does it want to focus? It kind of don't want to focus, does it? Let's see. I wonder if I just... if I bring the field of view up a little higher, like that, and then reposition this here. Camera. How about like this? It's a bit of a straight down view, which isn't great, but it's fine. Also, my hand is in the way. See if that focus is any better. You gonna focus? Do you want to focus? What about if we zoom in on it? It did seem to want to focus if I zoomed it in some. How's that looking? That might be somewhat difficult to keep the model in the shot, but I'm going to do my best to try. it's still kind of struggling with the focus a little bit. She looking color, yeah. Find your used TV. They make great non-squinty monitors. Yeah, I think so. Well, so I added a shelf right here, just in arm's reach, that's got a whole bunch of models on it. But I'm kind of thinking I can mount a flat monitor to the side of it, and then make a great spot to check. I gotta admit, I kind of really like this whole like multiple monitor setup that I've got going on, looking from here to there and then one over there. It'll be super fun. All right, well, it's trying to focus. I wonder, all right, we'll do one more test here before we get too far into it. What if I just bring it way down instead? Instead of bringing it out, let's bring it in and see if she want to focus now. How about that? Will you focus there? It kind of seems like it's struggling. Kind of seems like it's struggling a bit with the focus. Perhaps I should have tested this a little more. What about now? Let's bring out that field of view. I could manually adjust the focus. I could indeed. Well, this is disheartening just a little bit that it's struggling. How about now? God, it don't want to focus at all. All right, let's just pretend I'm painting. So if I'm painting right here, can y'all really see that? Might be lighting. Howdy, Millennial Model Mayhem. I apologize. I'm a little distracted from chat trying to get this thing going. We got a new camera tonight, thanks to the generous support of the community. Picked up a Logitech Brio 4K. I can't quite get it in 4K yet because I need a USB upgrade, but trying to focus on the mat because it's the brightest spot. Yeah. What's nuts is that hot spot is not really visible to me. I think. What if let's do one more thing here. What if I bring it up and back and kind of aim it in like that? I mean, it is in my face and I'll have to paint around it, but that might work. Yeah, too much light, you should film in the dark. Yes. Yes. No, it just, it's not happy. It's not happy, y'all. So I think the best settings are where we started at this evening. So we're gonna reel in this boom arm by about, I don't know, that much. Tighten it down. Tighten all these things down. This is, this will eventually be upgraded with some aluminum. But for now I'm using this, I think it's called a Magic Arm 3-jointed boom. Okay. How's that? It's still just like, it don't want to focus. It's trying. I have a sneaking suspicion that this will be a lot better once we have the upgraded port. But you know, It's a little out of focus, but I think it's more in focus and to a higher standard than it has been. And that's good. That cloth thing fixed the Tanya streams. Where is it? Can you change the depth of field? I don't think so. But I do have the Titania cloth here. Let's give it a go. Streaming gear is not really designed for the niche activity of mini painting, which is a shame. You know, perhaps there's a product opportunity in that somewhere. Let's see if this does it. We'll do the cloth thing again. Just it looks so bad on the film. All right, let's give it a peek. Nah, it looks bad. Black construction paper. You know, I think what I'm gathering from this is it's time to upgrade this thing. Get a new mat. A black mat. A black mat. Some flat mat surface might be the way to go. Yeah, country-fried acrylic nails time. Acrylic nails? I don't know about that. Dumb question. Did you remove the film they use on the lens when they pack it? Oh, you know what? I don't think I did. No questions are dumb here. You know, it's got a film around the outside of it, but not on the lens itself, I don't think. I think the issue here is these cameras are designed to focus on your face more than anything. It's disappointing that it don't want to focus like at all. All right, one more change. We'll get started for real. Let's just bring it up. I think it wants to be further away. I really think it wants to be further away. Excuse me. I was trying to turn away from the mic like I do at the table. All right. 65-degree field of view. Angle this thing down. What I'm gathering here is I just shouldn't have mucked with it at all. Gone. POV, you are the peel. Yeah. All right, one last check in here. Full screen projector preview. I mean, you know, I don't think it's any worse than the streams have been before. And the color quality is leagues better than it was. So we're going to roll with it. And know that more improvements are on the horizon. If a flat mat surface is a fix, maybe you could get some logo or picture printed if the cloth is too ugly. Put a CFM black shirt there. It does expect to be on the top of the monitor. Yes, it does. Okay. I think let's dig in with some skin. Skin is the way. So we're going to start with our heavy skin tone again. I mean, that's legible. I can see that it says heavy skin tone. I can definitely see an improvement. Yeah. And it should improve even more once we get the USB port situation ironed out. All right, so we're going to start with a little bit of heavy skin tone, and let's see. I used cadmium skin last time, so let's shade it up with pale flesh. And I need to film it because this is actually for a video, y'all. All right. How much time have we wasted? Where am I at? How much time is... Holy moly, we're 20 minutes in. I ain't even started, y'all. Okay. All right. I'm in an app exit app, grab camera, more pro video. Booyaka chow. All right. Let's paint. So we're going to show to the camera our, first off, figure out the angle I'm rotating. So we're going to show the paint to the camera, roll it down, heavy skin tone, and then we'll grab this one and we'll roll it down the same way, pale flesh. We're just going to jump right in to working on the skin. Grab a little bit of water. And we're not glazing. No glazing this time. Instead, we're just going to start layering. I think it's the way. We'll make a nice 50-50 mix with our heavy skin tone and pale skin. Is that what it's called? Pale flesh. The flesh is pale. Thin it down. Get a nice mix of going. And yeah, we're gonna start layering some stuff up. For a video slated to release mid-2036. It is kind of that bad. And you know, I just do the whole like I'm sorry y'all thing, but I don't owe nothing to nobody except for the patrons. And I will apologize to the patrons for being such a negligent painter. And I promise I'll do better in this new year. I do have a lot of fun stuff planned. This year should be a nice lineup. You know, especially once the semester starts up. I think, yeah, Nathan says 4 workflow streams a week. I don't think you're too far off of what's planned. I think we're going to end up doing something like I started to say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but the Infinity Night at Gamescape in San Francisco is every other Monday, and I think I'm going to start attending that with regularity. But I am leaning towards like a three streams a week type deal. Maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or something like that. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think that packing in the workflow streams is a great way to get the work done and actually produce videos and get them out. And I think it's going to be necessary, honestly, because I'm planning on doing these 10-minute minis series thingamabobs, and those are going to require, you know, a fair amount of editing themselves. But we shall see. I mean, y'all will see, depending on how long it takes me to actually get this Titania video out. Which should be soon. I'm aiming for a Sunday release, maybe Monday morning. My weekend's clear for editing through. Lamau, don't get started on video release frequency. Going to the game store for regular meats is very base. Yeah, and I mean, it's funny that like there's a whole attitude about don't just paint or don't just play, but make sure you're painting as well. And then I've gone far into the other direction, and I just paint. I don't play anymore. Just battletech. See, is everything working here? I think it is. Yeah. I see this message and I'm waiting on Stream Elements. I think it's just got a hella delay. Yeah.
So thick.
Iron Elemental donated a $6.45 super chat. Warum zit jou verf in potjays? Ik bewaar al mijn verf in plastic botterhamzakjes.
Okay. Well, thank you, Iron Elemental. Super generous. Thank you for the super chat. Farum sit show verf in poches. Ik bewaar mijn verf in plastic boterhamkes. I can't pronounce this. I speak American and a tiny bit of Spanish. I'm curious as to how close the text to speech actually got it. Very fun. Anybody see where I left my staples? Perhaps at Staples? Surely Staples sells staples. There's a sweet spot to be found between playing games regularly and also bring freshly painted minis occasionally to show off. Oh man, and that showing off the models is really what it's all about. There's just something very nice about the mini painting community and the like friendly humble bragging that's involved. It's so good to show up and like you've got that freshly painted mech or squad and you slap it down on the table and you give that like half smirk, half smile, genuine excitement to your homies and show it off, and then they pull out their models and show them off and they've got that same like little moment of humble bragging and you both have genuine appreciation for the art that's gone into it. It's wild to me that miniature gaming isn't more mainstream than it is. Like beyond the whole Games Workshop owning the community and whatnot. They butcher the pronunciation like a madman. Yes. Yes, I expect as much. The text-to-speech voice is supposed to be British English. I think it's the new subscriber voice is Indian English, and then the channel member's voice is Japanese, which is actually kind of a nod to my buddy Tyler and his characters in our D&D experiences. Just something fun about a bad, heavy Japanese accent. It's fun. Not these staples, construction grade staples, like real big staples, real big metallic boys that you hammer into. I don't know, what would you use construction grade staples for? Mounting wires to the walls, or mounting them to boards or something. Nightbot has a factoid for us and claims that 50% of our apartments in Los Angeles don't come with a fridge. This is legal as fridges are considered an amenity, and therefore landlords are not required to provide one. That's foul. That's awful. That said, my apartment does not have an oven. And I tell you, I miss baking. I used to do a little baking in a toaster oven, and it worked just fine for small things, but can't exactly do a whole tray of lasagna in a toaster oven. Please excuse my sniffles this evening, y'all. I'm not sure if this is allergies or a cold coming on, but I've been a little sneezy today. Anyhow, I hope y'all can see this all right. Welcome, Zach P. Not having an oven, bro. That sucks. Yeah, I've got a microwave and a fridge and 2 eyes, but that's it for my cooking facilities. It's I miss it every now and then. I gotta admit, not being able to bake kind of sucks. And my toaster oven that I have is long out of commission. But that said, you can absolutely bake a small loaf of bread in a toaster oven, or like a whole small chicken in one of those what do you call those bags? Those roasting bags. At least the autofocus is quick. Is it working all right? Let's see. I mean, it's trying. It's trying. I'll get it dialed in. Let me apologize for the growing pains. I think a black mat may be the way. Create a little more contrast. It's wild. If I could just get what I want in a proper webcam is just the same functionality that I'm getting from my cell phone. A nice 4K video camera with a proper laser depth finder type autofocus. It works really well. It gets good images. It's very surprising to me that style of phone isn't more readily available in cheaper webcams. But you got to spend a whole lot. That said, I did discover this here camera, the Logitech Brio 4K, after extensive research. And you know, it's surprising. It's very surprising how hard it is to find people who write reviews about this thing that actually include footage from the webcam. Like trying to find information through product reviews on Amazon, nightmare. They're just like, oh, this camera is great. It works very well. And they've recorded it with their like 144p other camera and don't actually give an objective view of what you're going to get. Kind of wild, actually. All right. Anyhow, what we're doing right now is we're basically coating all of the skin again with the heavy skin tone. And I think I'm actually going to get back out the filming device. It's funny. I bet I could even stream with a phone now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. But I do use this phone to record the footage for the full video. So for that, I guess on some level, what you're losing in quality here for the focus and clarity in the paint stream is being made up for with participatory interactivity, as well as, you know, other things, I guess. You'll see the full quality when the model's done in the video. But that said, I am striving to improve the Wednesday show, which promises to remain a fixture here on Country Fried Meats. That said, if y'all are enjoying what you see here, consider giving a like and subscribe, a like and subscribe. That way you can stay informed as to streams as they come up. We'll be doing a whole bunch of them here on the channel. Between this and the workflow live stream, looking at multiple days a week at this point, in an effort to stay ahead of the algorithm, or keep pace with the algorithm, I should say. Honestly, it's rough because the algorithm kind of wants you to feed it once a week, more if you can manage, and that's just lunacy. I've seen some bigger channels kind of address that keeping up with the once a week is insane. Heck, I find that every other week is insane, and have failed to do so. Pretty much at all. I don't think I've managed every other week since the first 6 months or so of Country Fried Minis. Those videos are not public anymore. They are unlisted as well, because the audio quality is really, really bad on them. Heck, I'm lucky to get one out a month. We just renamed the whole community Gaslight Everyone. I guess I did do a little bit of gaslighting, technically, about traffic, since y'all never hear the traffic. I still get it a little bit over here, even though I have music in my ears now. I've only actually got music in one of my ears, because this headset is partially dead. Okay, so we're tracing all the contours of our Dragon Summoner's form. A little bit of heavy skin tone by Vallejo. Kind of liking the color of it. She's a little different in hue from Titania. And if I recall correctly, our Dragon Summoner was initially painted with this color, and then she had a coat of the flesh wash over top, which has kind of darkened it down and done a little reddening. Alright, got some tight angles here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I'm hoping it's viewable. I do highly recommend checking out some of these Reaper models in your own collection if you ain't painted any. I believe there's a link in the description for this model in particular, but it'll take you to the Reaper website, and they have a wealth of models available for, honestly, they're all pretty cheap. A lot of really fun sculpts out there. And of course they do the Bones line, which is the same sculpts you know and love from Reaper, but in a very, very cheap PVC format. Which is really great if you want to pick up some stuff for pennies on the dollar. I've been eyeing this model called Dr. Totenkranz. He's kind of like a Borg version of Baron Harkonnen from Dune. He's like corpulent and disease ridden and in this like floaty harness thing. Looks really fun. But, you know, I've got a whole bunch of Reaper models anyway. Let's see. There's probably 16 of them up there on my shelf, on my rack. And then I've got 3 more. Almost 20. Almost 20 Reaper models ahead. Gaslit minis. Consider yourselves gaslit. Yes. No. Bad idea. Country fried. You know, I started with this whole country fried minis thing just to really ham up the southern accent and to try to use a little more country music in my life. Not a fan of country music for the most part. Not my cup of tea. Not really the vibe I go for. But I tried. And it pops up every now and then still, but for the most part, we've completely abandoned the country music and the southern rock feel for, what would you call this? Synthwave? Oh no. No. For the intro to that, you could paint a mini with flammable paint burning on a gas stove. Alright, if I did a gaslight minis, it would start as like kind of like a diesel punk intro, painting models by gaslight, you know, and then it would cut into the content and it would just be me aggressively telling you that you're experiencing someone painting a model and there's no actual painting happening at all. And that's it. Just the one video. No, 2 videos. There's one video gaslighting you into being told that miniatures are being painted. And then another one gaslighting you into checking out all the fantastic content dropping every week on Gaslight Minis. And that's it. That's the whole channel. Never posts again. Alright, we gotta work on these toesies now. See if I can't work around these. These sandals here have like a ton of little straps. Heck, my neck is red and I don't country music or four-wheeler. Four-wheeler as a verb. I understand this. Country fried part for me was mostly the good enough mentality that's so inspiring. Yeah, I mean, good enough is good enough kind of evolved from that mentality I picked up from my homie Zets on the server, on the Discord server. Come join the Discord server if you're not already over there. It's a great place for sharing stuff and having communities and getting in on the inside jokes. But yeah, my buddy Zets over there on the Discord server had the whole philosophy of getting models done, and that being so much better than like a couple of finished models and a sea of gray. And I kind of took that idea and ran with it. bringing the whole concept of good enough is good enough well into the forefront of my mind, because through the good enough is good enough approach, you actually get the models done. And they don't have to be perfect. Like, who cares? I'm looking at the model at arm's length most of the time anyways. Embrace the jank, yes. Nathan is aggressively watching. Yes, yes. Be mad. Stay mad. Use that energy. Cocktail sticks using Gatling guns because the base mini details were kind of meh anyways. Yeah. What was that? That was on my Cicada, right? With the Ultra AC. Just straight up the ends of toothpicks. Model looks great too. I used it the other day and actually had some decent success with it running interference. I was harassing a Warhammer with it, which was insane. I'd rush in when I got the initiative and get behind it and blast it in the rear armor. Going fast kept me from getting hit by its PPCs, which was all it could use in the rear facing. And then I'd run off again and cool down and come back and do it again. I lost that game for what it's worth, but I had a lot of fun harassing that big old boy. Sometimes trolling your opponent is where it's at. What? Yeah, okay. You know, I'm realizing I'm missing a golden opportunity here to film painting her feet. I think I'll have to get a few good shots when I put the highlight colors on. Okay, I think that is a once around, and that all her skin has the prerequisite fleshy tone on it. So we're going to start doing a little highlighting. I'm aggressively scouting while watching. Have a Victor to show you later, lol. Yet another assault scout. Ooh, I love a good Victor. It's one of those mechs that I did not give a hoot about in the past. And it was either that variant on MechWarrior 5 or the one that came in the... There's a starter set from Catalyst. Not Catalyst. A starter set from Ironwind Metals that has a Victor, a Hatchet Man, an Orion, and something else. Maybe it was a fire starter. And I picked that up, and I love that derpy boy. Very fun mech. Okay, so we're going to take our 6 brush, and we're going to mix in the remainder of that pale flesh. And bring this color much, much brighter. We're not going for a spectacular paint job on this. We're definitely doing the good enough is good enough approach. Likely that twin LBX Hero one for Mech 5. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's exactly my favorite one. But that's an illegal design. You cannot fit 2 LBX 10s on an arm. It's not legal. And it's wild because you can do the whole you can fit an AC-20 on an arm and the critical slots spill over into the torso. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, what makes that legal is that the one singular weapon takes up all the critical slots and then is allowed to spill over. Nathan says, I feel like country is any place with unpaved roads at a regular frequency and Dollar General isolated on a stretch. on a stretch of lonesome state road. Yeah. I think about driving out to my brother's house in a little town in Tennessee called Cowan. And the biggest store they got down there is a Dollar General. I used to like stopping by there on the way home because they had these peanut butter fudge graham cookies that were vegan. They're really good. Probably contributed to that COVID weight. Not even probably. It absolutely did. Had a problem with them even. You know, when you get that box of cookies and you eat the whole sleeve? Yes, yes. Alright, our color is a little too thick, so we're going to thin it down. And I'm not quite in glaze territory here. I guess y'all aren't seeing that. I'm not quite in glaze territory, but I just put a little bit on the leg, and it feels a little chalky and thick. I'm going to struggle to blend it. So, one more drop of water. Let's start getting that skin highlighted. And we're going to kind of take an approach here that's somewhere in between the mentality we had with the Titania and the GW method of like, if it's raised, it's getting highlights. We're going to assume our light source is coming straight down just for ease of painting. And we're going to leave a good amount of the previous color showing. Very much a good enough is good enough pack here. I hope y'all can see that decently. Ooh, I like this track. Like the late 80s direct to VHS release soundtrack. Count of Dollar Generals from Massachusetts to Georgia just on our route was roughly 70 something. Yeah, they had a hell of a business plan setting up everywhere. Country fried to me implies improvised alternative solutions. You can fry stuff like everyone else, but out there we do it like this. Yeah, I don't think that's too far off. Millennial Model Mayhem says, your 4 subs from 1,000. Yeah, we're so close. I've got a fun thank you 1,000 subs video planned. It's definitely... It's definitely going to come out after we hit 1,000 subs with the way the video production goes. But yeah, it'll be fun. Another Nate says it sounds like a Van Damme soundtrack. Yes. Yes, you're in the same headspace. Van Damme versus Dolph Lundgren in Fight at the Arcade. Something silly like that. Silly. Absolutely silly. Alright, that color is a little chalky. Little bit chalky. I think we might bring it down with a bit of a flesh wash type glaze after all is said and done. Some of these colors just they get really chalky because they're using that titanium white, which sucks. Name for the channel seems really smart to me. Maybe I'm just overthinking, but it's perfect. Yeah, it happened organically, and it's, I don't know. I never in a million years thought that I'd actually find a little bit of success in this, and now that we're finding it, now that it's starting to get rolling, ooh boy, y'all hold on for the hellish ride into insanity and fun minis that is this channel, going into 2024 with great expectations, big ambitions, and nothing but time. You know, I might be slow to release stuff, but I've got some good fun ideas for videos, and the community is absolutely incredible. Y'all are simply the best. So for that, if you're catching this video via the algorithm and you don't know about the Country Fried Minis, come on over to the Discord, show off the stuff you got going on. 1,000 subs celebration is all the B-roll footage, our favorite pink paint mixer. Yeah. Howdy, Mr. Goobertown Hobbies. Oh yeah, keep it rolling. While you're in this chat, I do want to take a moment and get a little fangirl on you. Just say that the content you put out is an absolute inspiration, and I seek to try and bring those same fantastic vibes that you bring to the hobby. I think that mini painting is a wholesome activity, and that this wholesome activity has room for everybody. So, welcome to this little corner, my little bullshit corner 2.0, where we paint models and talk about crazy inside jokes that come from the Discord. Yeah, it is absolutely good stuff. Tonight we're painting on this. I don't have the package. She is a 54mm scale dragon summoner from Reaper. I picked it up for a challenge with another YouTuber, another small channel that I thought would be fun to get into with. It was for a Dragon December challenge originally, which of course editing hell has made the Dragon December turn into New Year New Dragon. And then I loosely interpreted dragon and picked another model that has dragons on it. Which is a fun model. Link in the description down below. She's definitely not quite as exciting as the Titania paint up, but I think I'll find a way to inject some fun into the full video about it. I'm not really completely sold on this color that's happening. I don't want to focus, which I'll work on that, y'all. But you can probably see that this color's coming out real chalky and pale, like just too pale. So I think what we're going to do is just continue and power through this, and then over top of that, do a little bit of a flesh wash. Maybe hit it with this guy again, the WizKids flesh wash, just really thin down. Nightbot has dropped another factoid for us. says Helen Keller was related to Robert E. Lee. Her paternal grandmother was second cousins with him. Well, once again, I don't necessarily trust Nightbot and its continual stream of half-truths. If this was the workflow stream, I'd look it up. But we are stuck in getting paint on the models tonight. That's what the Wednesday show is all about. Nathan says this is when the camera is going to switch to the other camera. No, there is no other camera. Not yet, at least. Soon. So I just tried to gesture at chat as if it were this camera. I want one more camera coming down from like right here, looking at this chaos that is the desk over here. I find it truly remarkable to compare just how trash this desk becomes over the course of a hobby project as compared to what you see on the channel or in these streams. Like, shit. Right here, just right there is a whole heckin' lot of paint pots, a lot of stuff going on. But the action for these events is very, very constrained right here on my cry-cut mat. Same with the filming. In fact, speaking of, let me get a little more footage for the video. And toss down a little bit more color. I think maybe this would be a good point to start putting paint on the face. Just get a few shots for the video. Yeah, it's kind of wild doing all these live stream things that they're bonus content, more or less. You know, this is a video happening. And the time spent making the video happen is also another video. More content. The content never ends. I'm very disappointed with how chalky this color is. Do not recommend this color. This is WizKids Vallejo Pale Flesh. A little too much titanium dioxide in it. Got that chalky white effect going on. I think maybe I could have avoided it by putting another intermediate layer. That'd probably be the solution here, but hey, good enough is good enough, and we're getting this done. More so than getting it done right. Is your PC really beefy? Because I think mine would explode if I tried streaming editing. So I built a new machine to play video games. I've got a Ryzen something. Can't remember. It's 3.9 gigahertz. And I've got a NVIDIA is it RTX 3060 Ti, and then I've got 64 gigs of RAM. No, I've got 32 gigs of RAM, and it works. And I think I built the PC myself. I'm pretty sure I only spent like $600 or $700 putting it together. And it works pretty well. Premiere wants, all my resources. It will eat everything that you give it, and then some. But it seems to work fine. Nice. It's nice and chunky. Yeah. Big fan of good enough painting. Yeah, good enough is the way. Getting the models done. Don't get me wrong. Go and try hard on a model is swell. This whole experience with Titania has been an absolute joy. She's really pushed the boundaries of what I thought I had in me for models. Just, I don't know, it's really fun. When this video comes out, it'll be an essay in why you should totally add a pinup to your collection and why that pinup is okay and acceptable in this modern era. And yeah, also 75 millimeter, really fun, really great scale to work in. Emery says Helen Keller was a land-dwelling chordate placental mammal who lived in the late Cenozoic here. Yes. Also, welcome, Emery. Never tried hang gliding. I might be imagining this, but I feel like Vallejo model colors are a whole different thing than their game colors. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I like their model colors a lot. As kind of touched on in the Hunchback video. And I'm pretty sure... Well, I'd start to say I'm pretty sure the entire thing was painted with Vallejo game color or model color, but I'm not 100% sure. There might have been some others in there. And thinking back, I think there were a few others, but it was mostly, I want to say 80 to 90% of that was out of the Panzer Aces camouflage set. Really good paint set. I highly recommend it. It's like $30. You get 16 colors and a paintbrush in it. Can't beat it. Can't shake a stick at it, at least. All right. We're making some progress. She's looking pale and chalky. But I don't know. A little bit of a reddening wash here in a bit should fix that. Maybe that's a decent subject to look at through a microscope too. Ooh. I do like a good science video. New game color is nice and matte. Model color is still great and reliable. Still have some old game color in regular rotation too. I might pick some up and give it an honest examination. Try it out, do some comparison. Some apple barrel. I do like apple barrel as well. Man, who was it that did the paint up with them? Was it Ninjon who did the craft paint thing with apple barrel colors? I seem to remember that's who it was. My experience is very much the same. If you just thin them like any other paint and treat them well within the limitations of what they can do, they work great. Again, my Infinity models are they are apple barrel bright magenta and apple barrel turquoise. Coverage on the bright magenta is really bad, but the color is great. Apple barrel turquoise, amazing coverage. This is every bit as good as model paints, in my opinion, in my experience. Emery says, if you play World War II games, Vallejo's a godsend. They have all the drabs and Dunkelgelb rivet counters, can't argue it. Yeah. Honestly, I've been checking out some content about bolt action recently, and it seems like it could be a lot of fun. Though really, Battletech scratches that historical itch for me. I love that it's, you know, futuristic and sci-fi and also retro tech, as well as being in a universe that's so expansive it allows for basically historical action. I mean, they have source books that are called, you know, whatever historicals. Like the War of 3039. Picked up that book to play some themed historical matches with Wallman over on the Discord. Some of those apple barrels and their folk art counterparts are a steal. Cheap cost, but there's negligible difference to the more expensive paint. Some of them are really, really bad, but yeah, I find for the most part they're great. My my Space Marines are specifically apple barrel bright yellow, and I think looking at this bottle might be dead. I think it just separated out. Of course, this bottle's like 20 years old. Pretty sure this is the same age as that other one. Yeah, 2005. This color's a nightmare to work with. It takes like 50 coats. Very hard to use. It doesn't even cover over yellow or white well, but it's got a very specific look to it that is my Space Marine color. It's like it's bright, but it's also like kind of somewhat desaturated and I don't know. I don't really know how to qualify the feel it gives, but it's very distinct look. I don't have any handy either. I think all my Space Marines are buried at the back of my closet, actually. Nightbot is reminding folks to come on over to the Country Fried Discord and share your work. Link in the chat. I believe there's also a link in the description down below. We're a fun bunch. Okay. Making a little progress here on our lady. Curious to see how I'm going to be able to save this paint job with this pale color I've chosen. This would be a really good highlight color for like a corpse or ghouls or that kind of stuff. Almost is like a chalky undead gray vibe to it. I'm leaning towards a flesh wash, like a really thin kind of red-brown tone. Should be able to bounce it back, put on like a glaze. Or a 39, the second, fourth succession war. Yes, exactly. Now we're talking battletech. Try Conflict 47 by Warlord. It's 90% bolt action, compatible, and Secrets of the Third Reich by Westwind. It's fun too. Nice. The closest to a World War II game I've played is Dust 1947. I have a U.S. force. I actually like that game quite a bit. It also has the board gamey quality of BattleTech that I really dig. I like that you don't need some fancy table. You just throw out the neoprene and a few little bits of terrain, like pre-sized terrain. They fit inside a square, and it works. It's fine. That said, my homie plays the IJN, the Imperial Japanese Navy, and they are broken. They're completely broken. They have walkers that kill your vehicles in one shot with no save. It breaks the game. I enjoy how you say Space Marines. That's how I say it anyway. Yeah. Space Marines? Primaris. He claims that 2024 is the year of Steamboat Willie's Willie. Wait, Steamboat Willie, is that the Mickey Mouse thing with the with their copyright running out. I think I saw a thing about that recently. Pretty sure I did. Am I crazy? Maybe just a bit. America. Millennial Model Mayhem claims those minis are underrated. Underrated? Yes. Yes, indeed, they are underrated. I love the big walkers for the U.S. forces. I got the shit. They're up on the shelf over there. I've got the Task Force Rhino and the Allied Rangers Army box. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Shame that game was. It kind of seemed like it was coming back, and it seems like the parent company shuttered over COVID, so it's just not being done anymore. I'm pretty sure you can still buy the minis, but like the game isn't being supported anymore. Steamboat Mickey, yeah. I saw one of those minis in Goober's Discord recently. Sure looked great. Yeah, I like. I think they're a lot of fun. Right before it died, we had a really fun time with a small group of guys. We got together and did a 2v2 gigantic game on a big 6x4 table using the freeform rules instead of the grid. It was a lot of fun. It was me, and I was playing Allied Rangers, and my teammate was playing I can't remember the name of the Russians, and we were versus the Germans and the Mythos, the Thulu cultists. It was a lot of fun. Really good game. Shame that I guess they just didn't have the marketing backbone nor the pull to really get folks in on it, which kind of sucks. I really wanted to pick up all the mercenaries, the workshop pinup style ladies. They look like really fun models to paint up. Okay. This color's not looking super great, but I think I'm just gonna embrace it and keep going, and we're gonna do another layer of just the pale flesh. Pale skin? Is it pale flesh or pale skin? Pale flesh. Do another layer of pale flesh and see if we just embrace the really pale tone and lean into it. If it works, we can hit it with a red wash later if necessary. I think it'll work. Diesel Punk is underrated in general IMO. Yeah. Steamboat Willie Punk. Yeah. It's just there are times when these discussions happen in the chat, and I just feel so lost. Y'all take these ideas and run with them. It's a blast. Also, I want to point out that we've got 13 concurrent viewers at this moment. I want to thank you all for stopping by and checking out what's going on here in the corner tonight. It really warms my heart that folks want to see what others are doing while they're doing their own hobbying or whatever they got going on this evening. It's really inspiring, and a hearty thanks to the folks in chat. I am simply a guy doing a hobby to produce a little more content for y'all. before it was properly available, it was a dead game anyway. Yeah, it really was. It was. I'm pretty sure Dust died twice before getting picked up in the form of Dust 1947. Like, it was called Dust Tactics before. But there's some fun models, some really fun ones. It's the type of game that I wouldn't necessarily recommend actively seeking out at this point, because you can end up just wasting a bunch of money on it. But like, if you found yourself in a situation where the models presented themselves to you and you could pick up like a small force or two to paint up, they're a blast. They have some really fun proportion stuff going on. A little bit of that heroic scale game piece feel, which I love. They definitely feel hand sculpted. And I mean, those of you who know me know that's the aesthetic I'm after. I like that old stuff, that classic feel to the models. Wasn't Dust a card game too? I'm not 100% sure there. Yeah, I couldn't answer that question. It sounds reasonable, but I'm not sure. I really don't know. All right. Let me give another peek here. Can y'all see this? Like, is it working? Autofocus is it's kind of trying. I think you're right. I think this hot spot of the light right here is a problem. I think if I could get this thing, if I could get this light to be diffused a bit more, I think it would work better. Which sucks, because it is really good for filming, for using the phone, but the webcam just does not like it. It don't want to focus. Plastic bag. Yeah, I think you're right. I wonder if I have one handy. Let's see. I wonder if this bag will work. Dump out this stuff in my trash bag. Let's give it a try. Give that old college try. Let's see now. Is that any better? Yeah, it looks like a plastic bag situation. It looks a little better. It does look a little better. I think I might try to cut out like a piece of tracing paper or something and put it over top of it. Looks a little better. Dust was originally AT-43, but Rackham retooled it from alternate timeline 43 to some weird far future parallel development think where the Allies were White Star and the Russians became the Red Bloc. Interesting. I don't really know much about the history. Nazis became Therians and the uplifted Nazi guerrillas became the Karmans. Oh yeah, the guerrillas. It is a silly game. It is a very silly game. But it's fun. It's really fun, really simple. It's got a whole, like... Again, it's like a board game. Which I really dig these days. I love the simpler games that have the simple mechanics. I think simple is better. That said, I do like I like my RPGs to be complex sometimes. I'm a fan of old school Dungeons and Dragons. I like the silliness that comes from the complexity. Battletech kind of straddles that line a bit, I think. It's like, it's a simple game, but there's a whole bunch of complex elements to it. Let's see, that it did bring down the hotspot a bit, didn't it? I think so. Nightbot claims the first Primark store opened in Dublin in June 1969 under the name Print Pennies. What? First off, what's Primark? What's Primark, Precious? Dublin. That's... I mean, I don't even care to look that one up, Nightbot. Just saying. It's like an okay moment. Sure. Goddamn Primarks. Yes. They should have never returned to the tabletop. That was a mistake. Power creep. Emery says Therians were based on robots in a manga called Blame, and they were post-human cyborg descendants of Earth, remodeling the galaxy into Dyson spheres to halt the heat death of the universe. I mean, not gonna lie, that sounds really epic. Let's see. I recall in the Dust 1947 universe, there's the whole deal of like, there was an alien spaceship crash, and it had like this material, this energy source in it, and like the conflict kind of changed to the powers having control over that resource. Oh, I can't remember the name of the stuff. I like this track. It's silly, but I like this track. Vril, yes. Yes, Vril, indeed. Maybe you shouldn't clean your mat so aggressively you've polished it at this point. I think that has happened from... Well, for one, it is not as reflective in person. I think the angle of this camera is causing the issue more than anything. But you're kind of right. Because I do my oil washing on it, I do clean it with mineral spirits from time to time. It's just time for a mat. Need to find someone who can do a custom printed one with a big Country Fried Minis in the middle. That'd be fun. Maybe even a worthy inclusion for a web store. Merch. Because there is merch, Admittedly, I've been a little negligent in prepping some more t-shirt designs. I think the last one that came out was Halloween. Iron Elemental says Primark is a cheap-ass, low-quality clothes shop. Probably a European thing then if y'all Americans don't know. Yeah. Protoculture. It's not protoculture yet. Yeah, it totally is. It's protoculture wearing a hat with extra steps. Oh, I want to film painting her toesies. Because people like feet. I think you're gaslighting us about the glare. No, it's true. I swear. Am I gaslighting you? Maybe. No, in this channel. Alright. Let me get some... I'm going to apologize if y'all can't see this. through this camera, but I'm filming this right now for the video. I gotta get some paint on them toesies. You know, cause reasons. Y'all can just enjoy some sweet Lupus Nocti music in the meantime. Hey, it's good stuff. There's a reason it's showing up everywhere in everyone's videos lately. I just fucked that up real bad. Let's try to clean this off. Can I salvage this? The answer is yes, I can salvage this. We got toesies painted. Alright, I'm gonna paint that other foot and then I can return to focusing on showing y'all. Maybe the lamp is gaslighting Cameron. Yeah, no, it's electric. It's not gas powered. I swear. It's LED even. All right. Toe and a toe and a toe and a toe. Yes. Okay. Get focused back on showing this to y'all. It just don't want to focus, does it? It really don't. Excuse me. It's trying. It is trying indeed. What's our field of view on it right now? What if I go out like that? That's all right. I mean, it's trying. It's trying. I don't even pay my gas bill. The valve does nothing. Wall-mounted fidget toy. Reminds me of my apartment has evaporated heat radiators, and it's always so hot in my apartment that I have no need for them. So I turned the valves off. I guess it's not the same at all because those valves work. They're just closed. Bad story, Cameron. All right. Hooves are kind of like feet. With cloven hooves, you get twice the care. Ah, yes. I saw wall mount fidget toy and immediately my brain went NSFW. Well, that's just where we live these days. That's why there's a Not the Kids channel on the Discord server. Come on, Nate. Your brain went NSFW years ago and never came back. Yes. My paint has dried out on my wet palette here. That is dry paint. That is dry paint. What the heck? Let's mix up a little more. I think I spread it a little too thin. Do that. Get a little bit more of the pale flesh. Man, it's slow going tonight, y'all. It's absolutely been very, very slow going with this project tonight. I guess I did waste 20 minutes, as has become kind of the tradition on these streams. That the first almost half hour is just wasted time. All right, make a nice thin version of that last color we just had. Not so wet palette. Yeah. It's like, I mean, it's moist, but I don't know, maybe this batch of parchment is a little thick or something. All right. What was I doing? I am working on trying to thread the needle, and oh man, did I ruin this brush? Or I may have ruined this brush. I'm gonna have to switch to my 20-0 liner to try and get paint in between these sandal straps. And I guess I didn't clean my brushes last time I painted, because this one also needs to be cleaned out. So, a little alcohol, a little bit of alcohol. We'll dip it in the water now, and it's ready to go. It's 99% isopropyl, by the way. I keep a ton of this on hand for 3D printing. Alright, now where were we? Taking our 20-0 liner and trying to put little dots of flesh color in between little tiny specks of leather straps. Alright. A detail that will get lost in a future washing step. Oh my goodness. A little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there. Just enough to sell the idea, of course. Mental works too, yeah. What was the full gamut of Mentat powers? They did like calculation? Is that what the Mentats were? They drank the Sappho juice and then could do the basically like supercomputing in their mind, if I recall correctly. What was his name? Toofer Hawat? And oh, what was that other guy? Hyder DeVries? Actually, if you're using a palette for a palette, that might be the issue. What? You mean like my palette, my personal preferred flavor? My ability to discern flavors? Okay. I think we've got enough of this color on to graduate to the next layer. I say that and I see a spot I missed that I need to correct on the inside of her leg right here. All right. Okay. Got our pale skin happening. And now we're just going to go straight pale flesh, I think. Sappho wasn't required. Okay. Dude plays live animals, musical instruments, perform turkey in the straw, and sent to peel potatoes. Oh man, I was peeling potatoes myself today. Made another batch of potato soup. It was good. It was very good. I doubled down on the leeks, and it was sublime. It was very good soup. Oh yes, Nightbot is telling us that Justin Bieber's first tweet was 8:27 p.m. on May 11, 2009. To which Iron Elemental replies, "That is super interesting, Nightbot." Not. Yes. We're not Bieber people here. All right. you aren't careful, brush licking may get paint on your palette. Yeah, exactly. I've noticed I am a compulsive brush licker to an absurd degree. On the subject of mentats, another Nate says they just underwent intense mental training to do the processing of mid-century calculator. Yeah. Maybe we can stretch this joke out to Pilates. That's a stretch. Y'all are fun. Okay, I think we're actually going to bring this down from the pale flesh just a little bit more. And I need to film that. So let's do that first. I should have filmed putting it on the palette, but it's fine. I'll do the whole show it to the camera one more time thing. So we'll show our pale flesh to the camera, and we'll grab it here, and then we're gonna take a little bit of our like 50-50 mix and just darken it a bit. Grab a little bit of that, bring it down, and then that way we can go back in after this little layer and put straight pale flesh as a way to accentuate the highest points, like knuckles and the bones and the knee and the hip bones and all that fun stuff. Justin Bieber is the Canadian elf. Taylor Swift is the American elf. Ah, yes. And then they fight to the death in an elf off. Alright, let's see if y'all can see this happen. I swear I will continue to work on getting the stream dialed in. We're getting there. I mean, the focus has been a bit of a problem, but it is a vast upgrade from before. The color fidelity is very nice. I can see on the stream it's the colors. The going back and checking the footage from the Titania streams was painful to note how not accurate any of that was. Let's do a little bit of this slightly off pale flesh color. Try to put it on and leave a little bit of the previous color showing. A little more focus on the face, of course. That's the focal point. We're not worried about super smooth blends on this model. We want to get it done and get her passable. Not trying to take a million years on it. That said, I have spent, what, an hour? Where are we at? An hour 45 minutes in. Yeah, it's been about an hour on the skin. Excuse me. Don't mean to be burping into the mic. I like this track too. It's good. I don't know if I've used this in a video yet or not, but it'll show up at some point. Okay, so we're focusing our new color on raised areas, just kind of wherever I feel like the light would spill down. And we're doing bigger, rougher color blocks this time. All right. Was that 3 minutes of footage there? So we're kind of hitting like the top of the knees, the top of the thigh, right above the knee. The shins, front of the thighs. We did the hip bones and down along the belly muscles. We're gonna hit the tips of the toes and leave a bit of that darker color towards the back. All right, I think it's enough footage. This track sounds like a Beverly Hills Cop tune. Yes, it does. And actually, that's just about the vibe I really want to cultivate. It's not too far off. An elf-off is definitely Rule 34. No. An elf-off is wholesome. They're just they're baking cookies and what else do elves do? Delivering toys and fixing shoes. Was it elves that come in and fix your shoes in the middle of the night? The Rule 34 for the elf-off does exist, though. 100%. If it didn't, it would be contradicting Rule 34. And of course, by acknowledging the Rule 34 of it all, we can conjure those images in our minds and save some poor artist on Fiverr the effort in creating the image of the great American elf-off. Was there an American version of the Bake Off? The Great American, Great British Baking Show or whatever? Time Cop track. Yeah. Indeed. I can see that a bit. I mean, that's all in the same era. It's all the same year spread. Same period of the decade. Which is what I'm aiming to elicit. I mean, come on, I got this dank Windows 95 overlay. Which I like a lot. Retro is cool. It's coming back, y'all. Play Crescent Hawk's Inception on a Windows 3.1 machine. Oh yeah. Great stream material. Not a boring game at all. Which of course is funny because it is quite a boring game. Baking cookies, making toys, and fixing shoes is definitely Rule 34. No. Baking cookies is Rule 34. I mean, it depends on how much clothes they're wearing, I guess. Though, I mean, I don't know. Working with cookie dough and a hot oven definitely strikes me as a time where you maybe want your pants on and at least an apron. All right. A little bit more of this color. And this model has gone into like a chalky alabaster, which isn't great. Not super happy with it. I think the course of action is what I said earlier. I think we're going to push it a little further into brightening, and then I'm going to hit it with a really, really thin flesh wash over top. And that should bring it back down. But in the meantime, we can keep working this color. Get the top of this hand. I just screwed up a little bit. Clops. Clops, no. No, he said the cops, not clops. No clops here. I think that's a violation of TOS. I can't speak to cops. Only series I watched was Cop Skyrim. Hey, this song is not supposed to be in the music file. Is this the this is the shutting down music from the workflow live streams. I must have mixed it up and got it in the music folder for the stream here. All right. So we're definitely bringing this model into pale territory here. I think I'm gonna try to. I don't know if you saw that, but I just licked that brush like 4 times there. I'm eating paint here. I don't mean to. I'm not doing it on purpose. It's become compulsive at this point. Oh yeah, that's too damn bright. Let's do the previous color here. I want a little more color on her chest. And a little bit on the underboob. Just because I need that to have the contrast next to the blue straps. Okay. All right. My mouth is dry. Let's swig a little bit of this here. Bringing on some Crystal Geyser. It's good stuff. Drinking water, getting the satisfaction of drinking a soda at the same time. A little bit of bubble, a little bit of spicy carbonation. All right, so at this point, I want the color even brighter if we're going to lean into this idea. So we'll show again our pale flesh to the camera. And then we're also going to show it our ivory. Put a little ivory out on the palette. And we're just going to pale up this pale flesh into white, basically. Off-white, I guess, is more accurate. But I'm going to put it on intensely bright in certain spots. Because we're going to bring it back down with a flesh wash. I guess y'all can't see that. Some pale pinky, off flesh, off white. Is this that track that I said I was going to take out? I think this is that track I said I was going to take out and I failed to do it. Let's skip it. Pow. I think what happened is I found that track. I said I was going to bed, and instead of removing it from the library here, I just went to bed. So I need to dig back through the Discord and figure out where I post that and make a point to come over to this computer and get rid of that. Because it was absolutely not the vibe that I'm going for. Okay, anyhow. We got our pale flesh and ivory blend. And we're gonna just really enhance the spots that we did highlighting on before. So top of the knee, bottom bump on the knee, the area right above it, a little bit on the shins, tiny bit on her belly here, a little bit on the hip bones. I think I'm going to extend that highlight around the side of the thigh here. I kind of like that. She's very pale now. We're going to extend that highlight on the back, so a little bit on her butt cheek, just a bit. Just a little bit right there, and then feather it around. Some coming down the kind of the top of the cylinder of her thigh here. We'll feather that out too. Maybe a little extra there. This paint is performing strangely. I think I should have put a little medium in it. I swear just adding a little water to it broke it really quick. That ivory is a very temperamental paint. Nathan says, I'm not digging those WizKids paints. I have a couple. Though I do like most of the Reaper Master Series paints. Are they the same manufacturer? Yeah. Yep. They are not super great. I'm kind of feeling like I'm actively fighting the paints. They blend in weird ways. I think they're I kind of feel like they want to be applied in distinct layers instead of blended together. Because I noticed that the pale flesh on its own is kind of like, it's kind of got a pinkiness to it. And the moment you mix in that, what was the other color I was using? The heavy skin tone, it kind of gets a grayness to it. Excuse me. All right. But it's fine. I mean, it's looking okay. It's looking decent. We can save it. I think I ended up with this flesh tone set just because I wanted to get a decent deal and give my FLGS a little money at the same time. And in hindsight, I should have just picked out some colors. Some Vallejos or something. Because they're not great. Okay, we'll put a little on the side of her forearm here, around that bone on the inner elbow, a little bit on the top of the bicep, a little bit on the round of her shoulder, not much, just a little touch, little tappy do, and then I think we're going to skip putting any on the forearm here because it's kind of in the shadow. and then we're going to do the typical highlighting a hand schema. Ingrid Witt calling my father. Yes. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's the same track we heard last time, and it was not good. Just not the vibe we're going for here. All right, we're going to go knuckles. We're going to streak back the knuckle a little bit towards the hand. Not much. And then we're going to hit the next knuckles down as well. All the knuckles. And then the same right here. We're going to hit the knuckle on the thumb. And that's it right there. Same for this hand. We're going to go across the knuckles. Oh, these ones are a little more flattened out. So we can kind of blend these highlights together and kind of turn it into almost like a crescent shape across the top of the hand there. And then same deal, right on the knuckles in the middle of the finger. Who cares about perfection? We're just getting this model done. It's just going to be another entry into the channel, but nothing super fancy. That's good enough. I'm going to call that good enough on the skin. All right. What's next on our agenda to make this model pop? I think we're going to make sure to drop it right in the paint on the palette. That's what we're going to do. That's the most important step here. You know, make sure you get a bunch of that flesh tone all over the yellow of the dragon. Damn it. I was going to say we're going to work on the dragon a bit, I think. And I think we're about to just take this Wild Rider Red and apply it over all these little scales. So do I need to film that? Yeah, I guess I do. Guess I do. How? Where are we sitting at? 2 hours and 4 minutes. Can we get this dragon done inside of an hour? Sure hope so. Alright, so we show the Wild Rider Red to the camera. I'm going to get a little bit out, put it on the palette. And we're going to put a drop of water in it. Just one drop of water. I suppose I should probably be thinning this with fluid retarder instead, given that my wet palette does not seem to be keeping things wet. Fry it. Oh, should I fry this model? I don't know if that is in the spirit of this collaboration thing. Have we already heard this track tonight? Deep fry it long. Yeah, I mean, I could very well deep fry it at the end. Is this the quote-unquote never-ending story track? Okay. This color is not necessarily bright enough for what I'm going for. I think we got to mix in a little bit of the Fire Dragon Bright. But before we get there, I can clean up these wings a bit. think this may be a Rizco track. Now that I think about it. Now that I give it some thought. Oh, you know, somehow the never-ending story vibes seem right for painting a dragon. I'm buggering off to Sleepy Town. Tried my best. Gonna cut down an imaginary forest. See you later, all. Thanks for stopping by, Iron Elemental. Always a blast to have you in chat. I know it's late there. Thank you. Thank you for putting in the hours and checking out another fantastic stream here on Country Fried Minis. I know the pain. I have been known to stay up myself into quite unreasonable hours watching my favorite mini painting VTuber streamer who just happens to stream in Australian time. Of course, I'm talking about Peganeko. If you ain't seen the streams and you're up in the middle of the night, go check it out. A lot of fun over there. I tend to punish myself and stay up far too late. I don't know why. There's something nice about live chat interaction. I gotta admit. Alright, so it looks like the Wild Rider Red is doing a decent job of bringing these wings back from whatever silliness I tried to do on them before. I think I did like if I recall correctly, I did like just a contrast color, and it created like a pinky tone almost. And now I'm regretting that decision. We're going to try to bring it back with the Wild Rider Red. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I guess trying to get a little variation between the reds. Okay, never use this AI prompt. Sexy, busty, voluptuous trilobite. Man, I gotta know now. I gotta know. I want this model now. I want to paint this model. Evidently, there's a current generation Tyrannid model that people are attributing Rule 34 qualities to, and that's what voluptuous trilobite makes me think of. All right, Wild Rider Red, bringing back the wings. Sexy trilobites. Man, you got me. You got me messed up, Amber. You got me messed up. I'm thinking about sexy trilobites. Jesus. I kind of want to commission a Rule 34 artist for this now. of a glorious masterpiece of a strange thing. Surely there's one on Fiverr who is up to the task. Some deviant art artist who is ready to make some scratch, painting a weird picture. If any of y'all out there watching this via the algorithm just happen to be an artist who draws strange, sexy things, hit me up. Shoot me an email. It's time for the world to see this stupid, sexy trilobite. Bob Ross Works. Find herein no happy accident. Oh, it's horrific. But it's like horrific in a train wreck kind of way. Like, you can't look away. It's just so captivating. Although, like, alright, so it's a trilobite, so it's got the 3 body segments. Does each of the body segments have assets? And how does that interfere with the ability to roll up? I'm very curious now. But you know, they say curiosity killed the cat, and my initials spell cat. So maybe this is one to let go by. Fucking sexy trilobites. It's silly. I feel like that might be something that the AI generator will fight you about too, and be like, oh, we flagged this as NSFW. This goes against community guidelines. This abomination should not exist. Clop, clop, clop. I assure you, if this was the workflow stream, I would have paint.net out right now and be trying to draw a crude version of this for y'all. And by for y'all, I mean for me. Okay, so we're getting our Wild Rider Red going. It's happening. We're boosting that red. It's almost like a red-orange. Okay. So now we're going to take a little bit of Fire Dragon Bright. We're going to brighten it up. We're going to put a highlight layer on it. And I'm going to film it. While I film it. Film it while I stream it, I should say. Okay. Fire Dragon Bright. We're going to take our Fire Dragon Bright. We're going to get a healthy dollop of it. Put it on the palette. I'm going to mix it together. And I got to say, that Wild Rider Red is really overpowering it. Yeah, there we go. Get a nice intermediate tone. 1 drop of water. Keep it good and thin. Thin is the way. Okay. Back to our little pal. We're gonna start highlighting up the wings that we just did. We're gonna do a little bit up from the back end where the wings are kind of raised. Just a bit, just a touch. Not trying to kill ourselves, just trying to get it done. Same here. Like the mood on this track. Okay, we're gonna do kind of the same from the other end, where these wing bones are connecting to the top. We're gonna come back the other way. So what we end up with is we're using the same color in a distinct pattern of alternation. So on the bones here, it's highlighted towards the top, and then on the raised portions of the round of the wing flaps, it is highlighted towards the bottom. Create a little bit of visual interest, a simple change to the pattern. It's good enough. We're 100% cutting corners here. That's what we're all about. Getting it done. Alright, and now we're going to do, we're going to take that same color and we're going to pick scales that make sense to be highlighted. But not all of them. So like all the round of the arms musculature here, that's getting highlighted. Maybe a little bit on the wrist here, going down to the hand. Yep, and then right here, we're gonna hit a little bit of the side of the thigh. And then around the knee. Pow, pow. We're also gonna do a little on the side of the rib cage coming down towards the belly. And I think that's all the orange we're getting on this side. Yeah. I kind of think we need to pick out all the spikes along the spine, so we'll do that. This is back to that Beverly Hills Cop feel. And I'm all about it. This is the synth state we live in. Alright, that's one side of them. And this again, this is a 50-50 mix of Citadel's Fire Dragon Bright and Wild Rider Red. Alright, we're going to do the same thing we just did over here. So, around the round of the musculature on the arm, up towards the shoulder. We got some spikes that should go orange, so we'll hit those. Just very good enough. It's not accurate to say I don't care how this turns out, but I was expecting you to do it with Rembrandt line. Yeah. I could, but you know, who wants to do that? Why make it look good when you can make it look good enough? There's more words there. You know, exactly one more word there. All right. And then we want to get some of that orange on the face. So we're gonna go down to a smaller brush and use this here one, which I don't know if that's crusty or frayed. It's so frayed it feels like a crusty brush on the tip of my tongue. I'll get a little more use out of it before I toss it. Well, I guess it's not quite time to toss it, but it needs to get pulled out of rotation, I think. Okay. A little orange on the eyebrows, on the side of the jaw, along the nostrils and lips. Get this dragon looking like a dragon. Along the fins on the side of the face. The spikes on the head. I mean, heck, it's almost all the raised areas on the face, honestly, but that's fine. The fins. There we go. Good enough. And then we're going to do a little more. We'll get back out our Fire Dragon Brat. And this time, we're going to put it, I think, just straight on. I don't want to do a whole bunch of layers on this model. Time is of the essence here. Let's thin it out. That is too thin. So we're going to add a little more to it. A little more paint to that too thin section of paint. Let's get another dollop out. Alright, there we go. That is a lot better. I have torn the parchment, so that's going to be a nice orange stain on the sponge underneath. It's fantastic. And we're going to hit this thing same way. So all that area we just highlighted, we're going to do in a lesser fashion. So just a little bit of orange towards the sharpest part of the billowiness of the wings, and then we'll take some of this orange from the claw up top and streak it towards the back of the wing. By alternating the directions, we kind of get this fun color variation in the highlighting, even though it's all the same color. Alright, same on the other one. Just put a little on the edge and then feather it up. A couple times. Looks good. Good enough. And then same thing with the claws. Hit the claw. Or the rays, the bones. I don't know what you call them. Because, you know, in reasonable, real animals, these are the finger bones. But this silly animal effectively has 2 more arms coming out its back. Alright, we're going to hit them spikes again. And then now we're going to hit kind of the tips of the spikes running down the spine. Just a little bit here and there and there and there, and also right there and there and there and there. There we go. I'm pretty sure the chalkiness and the flesh tone is from Giant S titanium white pigment. WizKids should have used zinc white. Yeah, I'm like 90% certain that is correct. It's the same reason I have pretty much stopped using white paints, more or less in their entirety. I use their I use that Liquitex white ink now when I want to add white to stuff. It just seems like whatever they're coloring, whatever they're using for that white pigment works really well and it doesn't get super chalky. I like this track. It's another good one. I wouldn't call any of these bangers, but damn, some of these new tracks are great. I think we're going to put a little bit of highlighting on. We have like some fin action happening on the tail back here. So I'm going to do the same with the Wild Rider red mix and then hit it with our new orange that I didn't do earlier. Yeah, a little bit of variation on it. I think it looks good. I see some spots underneath that are going to need to be fixed up, but I'll do that later. And we'll go back to the face. Just everywhere we hit before, we're going to tag again, but, you know, less this time. All them little fins and spikes and spines. All right, our dragon now has some highlights on it. It's got some variation of tone. It looks like it's being lit, at least like in a rudimentary fashion. Get you some soft body zinc white, a lot of paint lines. Skip it because it has terrible coverage, but that's sort of the point. Yeah. All right, y'all. I need to hop up for a second and hit the restroom and stretch my legs for just a second. And I'll come back and then we'll do either an ink wash or just finish up the claws on this dragon before calling it a wrap tonight. So I'll be right back, y'all. Probably should do a real quick oil wash. Who's gaslighting who now? Holy moly. Yes. I promise the oil wash video, it's somewhere in the agenda. I swears it. Oh my goodness. You think I forget it? Oh my god. Oil wash, hey? Can we get away with an oil wash on this lady? No, I can't, because I need to do the belts and bits and bobs first. Alright, what do we do to wrap this up? I think we could do the sandals and the leather. That might be a good place to go from here. So I really need to give some thought as to how to finish up this yellow dragon. I think we'll do the leather. Yeah, that's where we're at. You get plenty of oil wash in your dad's garage as a kid. Oh, yeah. 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 All the oil you need there. No, we'll do some oil eventually. I know I need to really do a in-depth piece about it that examines it a little better. Okay, what color did we do for the leather? I think it was this here. I'm pretty sure I used flat earth. I seem to remember a whole kerfuffle about it. Covering yeah, there it is right there. Because this flat earth that is not the Panzer series bottle is like a different color. I actually think it's too vibrant. Oil wash would gunk her up. Yeah, I think we could probably do an oil wash, but I need to finish. I got to finish the colors on it before we grime her up, and then I could probably bring her down with where's it at? Right here. I got this burnt sienna, which I think would work really well. I think you're right. I'll give you that a point in that direction. We will probably put a grime wash on her. This might be the model to set up and do a oil wash stream. Do a little preparation beforehand. Okay, so I want to do one more bit on this model before we call it. We're at 2.5 hours. I want to get some work done, but I also want to do a proper 3-hour country fried stream. So let's see if we can power through the leather. And I think it's a good place. I've almost got the garage grime effect worked out. It's getting that matte but still oily finish that's the ticket. You know, you could just use some oil paints straight on without turning them into a wash and then letting them dry out fully. And you could get that greasiness and still have it matte. All right, so we're going to show our flat earth to the camera and prove that the earth is flat. You know, because flat earth. We're going to put a little out. We're going to take our... I mean, it's already flat earth on there. I need a decent highlight color. 4 away from 1K, almost there. Yeah, hell yeah, we're so close. Also, welcome Techno RTN. We're getting a little work in on this dragon. We're trying out our new Logitech Brio 4K camera tonight. Graciously paid for by the patrons. Thank y'all so much for your contributions to this silly little channel. I still need to add some USB 3.0 slots to this machine to get it to actually work in 4K. But, excuse me. It is immediately apparent that the color vibrancy is a lot better. Though we've been struggling tonight with getting things to focus. So, you know, step by step, getting there. Okay, so we got a little Baylor brown. We got our flat earth. Gonna do power through the leather is definitely a Rule 34 line. Good Lord. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right there. I mean, the direction that the content is going is not Rule 34. Let me just assure you all. I mean, maybe Titania's is heading that direction just a little bit, just teasing the edge of it. But no, we're not. Autofocus is always a pain in the... Yeah, it's wild. Ideally, I want to set up like this phone has. Basically, I wish I had the 4K camera and the autofocus of a phone, but in an autofocus package. Or in a webcam package. That would be ideal. And at that point, I guess it'd just be buying a phone for the streaming. I know I could use this one, but well, I'm recording this for the video, which will be coming after Titania. Oh, and speaking, I'm gonna dig her out once more. This really shows the color vibrancy that this camera can provide. Let's see, will it actually focus on her? Yeah, kinda. I mean, before it was turning this model into like some weird posterized colors. It just did not know what to do. I'm gonna close this. There we go. Nightbot is giving us another factoid. Claims that the motto on the United Kingdom's royal coat of arms is in French, and the motto is "Do it, mon droit." God, am I right? I mean, yeah. I feel like that's true. It seems believable. The Nightbot has established that they're untrustworthy. Okay, so we're going to put some work on the leather. And I think my plan here is to boost the leather towards the Baylor brown. Which is kind of my go-to for leather bits. Usually for pouches and accessories, all that fun stuff. I'm going to work around her belts. And then we need to hit the straps on the sandals. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. All right. We'll hit the heels first, since they're larger areas and less prone to little mistakes fucking everything up. Frazetta looking lady, yeah. It's in the description somewhere. This was sculpted by Julie Guthrie, I want to say is the name. A fantasy artist, made available by Reaper. I chose this model for a kind of a challenge collaboration thing involving a dragon, and I kind of stretched the rules a little bit because it's not a dragon. She's got two dragons, though. It's the dragon summoner, but it's a fun model for sure. And as always, it's such a blast to get to work on some Reaper stuff. They're just super fun sculpts that kind of get lost on a lot of mini gamers. Especially one like this. So even if you're buying models for like your D&D party or whatever from Reaper, this one's a 54 millimeter scale. So she's basically for display, and that's it. I can't imagine actually trying to do any gaming with a 54 millimeter. In fact, I believe that this dragon they include with the model is a regular scale young red dragon. So like, this is proper scale. She's not. Nathan says, I've found that enamels are better for dirty, oily, grimy. Oils work good for the undercolor, but enamel grime has a finish that makes you think you'll get your hands dirty. That's a good point. Definitely something I want to evoke on some of my mech paint ups. Excuse me. I am burping into the mic, y'all. I ain't trying to, but it's happening. That potato leaky soup. Said stew and soup at the same time. It's fighting back. All right. See if I can't focus a little better and get this autofocus in for y'all. Trying to trace little bits of our new leather tone on these straps, which are all crisscrossed all over her feet. Definitely a little easier when you aren't trying to look around the camera. Oh yeah. And I don't know if it's focusing worth a damn for y'all, but here at my distance looking at it, I can see an instant difference. In just one layer. I also missed the sole going around under her toes, so we fill that in before we move on to the next highlight layer. All right, so now we're gonna hit the other shoe, and I'm immediately gonna miss the mark and screw it up. Okay. All right, what's our time looking like? 15 minutes. Can we get it done? I know it's doable. Gonna make it happen. Okay. That's the heel. And now we're going to come back around the straps on the front and across the top. Intricate crap. Here, let's see if I can't do this. What if I pop open my Logi and then we'll bring it in and can I make that happen? That's a little too far zoomed in, maybe. Here, I'll bring it back out some. Damn, is webcam cool. See if I can't. I mean, you know, did you find your painting is needed to adapt because of the struggle to keep your model in frame all the time? You do a good job. I think so. I think I've slowly begun to adapt the model placement. It's wild too because I'm not only trying to keep it in frame for this camera, but I'm also usually filming it, and like reaching around my cell phone camera, like working around the tripod. The biggest thing, I feel it here in my right hand, trying to keep it planted. That said, I do notice a lot of footage where I'm just drifting as I work. I guess it's just a matter of trying to remain cognizant of that, of the placement. And then when you tighten in the shot, like what I'm pulling here, it's even worse. So I'm trying real hard to keep my wrist just completely locked. And yeah, keep looking up at what's going on here. I definitely think, and I said earlier at the kind of the start of the stream, I think one of the next upgrades is going to be a bigger monitor kind of off to the right here. Super zoomed. It looks like she has vitiligo. Yeah, exactly. Don't tempt him, she will have it. Yeah, my my Baldur's Gate playthrough character had very heavy vitiligo. That's kind of happened because this I'm just gonna say it. This shitty paint, this shitty WizKids paint, is very chalky, very white. A little disappointing, actually. So I think it's gonna be a matter of trying to bring that back with a little bit of flesh wash here in a moment, or maybe not here in a moment, but at some point during the paint up. Because we're about to hit the 3-hour mark, and I don't want to make a habit of streaming more than 3 hours. I think it's a good cutoff point. I think it works. But where are we at? 10 minutes. Can we finish this bit in the next 10 minutes? I think we can. I'm going to show the Baylor Brown. We get a little bit out. A little bit more Baylor Brown. Man. I'll tell you what color I wish I had was a little bit of that old school Bestial Brown, which I guess is kind of the same as Mornfang. That would have worked. Would have worked well. But instead we got Vallejo Flat Earth as the base tone for this. Alright. So we're almost straight Baylor Brown here. I guess I could move this where y'all can see it. Much brighter color. And then we'll do same deal as before. And let me see if I can't, if I figure out where I'm going to hold the model for filming here, I should be able to adjust things and actually have it in frame zoomed in. Let's pull up the Brio and I don't know, about halfway, maybe right there. Can I make that work? I think so. There we go. All right. So we're just wanting to very carefully nick all these little straps without spilling it over the edge into the lower zones. And we're also going to try and carefully leave a few of them unhighlighted so we get a little variation in tone. Flesh Wash 34 Terror Warrior, same thing on 14. No. Is this one of those TikTok songs where spooky stuff happens in the background? You hear it all the time. I'd recognize that synth anywhere. I think this is Callisto 8 by Ben. Oh, is it Canson or Carson? It's either Canson or Carson. It is probably from a dark tagged synthwave thing off of Epidemic Sound. I recently expanded the music choices in the streams to like 200 something tracks, where before there were only 43, I want to say. They were getting a little stale. I also had the settings wrong in OBS, where, for one, OBS does not, it only shuffles the tracks when you load in the scene the first time, or when the settings get set the first time. So you can leave the scene and go back into it, and it will just it'll be exactly the same order as before. And I had that going in addition to the playlist restarted when you rejoin the scene. So anytime I'd go to the be right back screen and come back, it would start the playlist over again in exactly the same order. So folks were getting like 6 tracks on loop, more or less. Now I have corrected some of those issues. It's been a hell of a learning process. Only like 70 something streams in to kind of figure out what I'm doing. OBS is your arch nemesis. No, that is inaccurate. My arch nemesis is my buddy Black Dragon's Iron Warriors. Because I'm an Imperial Fist player. OBS is like OBS is more of a frenemy. You get along and you're kind of cordial with each other, but you kind of mildly hate each other a little bit. Oh, this is wild with the zoomed in view. I hope that's like clear enough that you can see the paint hitting. I'm not really able to keep my eyes on it and the model at the same time. Okay. I think we need to get a little on the inside of her foot as well. Okay. I think we're do you have a heel nemesis? A heel nemesis. I don't know if I have a heel to the narrative that is my existence, my experience. Whoop. Let's pop it back out to the 90-degree field of view as well. Yeah, maybe I'll zoom it in so you can see what progress we've made. All right. Put it about right here. A little bit of a slow to react zoom here on this computer. Let's come out just a bit. Right there. All right, so tonight we have layered up the skin. We've layered up the skin. So she's got a bit of a chalkiness to her. We're going to hit that with a flesh wash. We've done the leather on the belt and the sandals. And actually, I just realized I did not put the next layer on this portion. So we'll do that real quick. Just kind of in between the studs. She's getting a whole good enough is good enough approach. So we're not, you know, not trying to make it spectacular. Just enough that it sells a bit of layering and highlight. Okay, so I think next up on this model would be maybe the blue and the staff. The yellow dragon, of course. And speaking of dragon, we did a little work on our orangey boy here. So like, we've got some highlighting here and there, and the wings are now developed with some tone to them. The face has some orange. Just, you know, very simple paint job. Not too many layers. We just want to get this thing done. I think she's coming along. We're gonna have this video out in like, I don't know, 2 weeks or something. Jeweled toe ring. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. I wonder if I could fit that in. I think I could. So here, let me zoom this back in. I have this spot on this toe right here. I don't know if it's going to focus. I'm going to try to focus. So I got the paint a little blotchy there, a little too much. So I think a little jeweled toe ring right across there. And actually, you know what? Let's do that. Let's just make that happen. For the stream ends, and we'll call it there. So for that, I need my folk art metallic Inca gold, and then maybe a little dot of green. We'll use this game color something or another. Put your palm behind it, yeah. Put one ring on backwards. Would it decorrupt as the oppressive moral current runs the other way? I don't think that's how it works. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit of our Inca gold, and actually, we're gonna start with a little bit of brown. Can I make this happen? Can I zoom it in all the way? All the way. All right, let's find our shot. Is it gonna? It don't want to focus, does it? It's a little too small. I'll zoom it out a bit. There we go. That's probably better. Okay, so we're going to start with a little tiny bit of brown. Right across her toe right there. Alright, so that brown's going to function as the shadow. Now we're going to take our Inca gold, and we're going to put just a little bit of gold right there. I'm going to have to do it in 2 passes, I think. Tiny bit of gold. Then we're going to take our jade green. And we're going to do a little dot of the stuff. We got a little toe ring. The one ring expands to fit the where, you know, yeah. All right. Oppressive moral current is deep 34, and deep 34 is also deep 34. Bendy ass oval slice. The one ring could be worn hands free. Oh no. God. Yes. I think you're technically right that the one ring could be worn hands free. Although it wouldn't be the same kind of ring anymore. Anyhow. I don't know about y'all, but I've had a lot of fun tonight. We got some work done. We did not get as much work done as I would have liked to on this model. I think I'm going to have to do a little work on my own outside of the stream context. Tomorrow I got a game scheduled with a buddy, so I'm not going to do the stream I was planning, but expect some more work on Titania. Friday night, probably. Friday night stream, more workflow editing. Hey, the Nightbot has, the chat rate is high up enough. The Nightbot has spammed about the Patreon. So, those of you finding this via the algorithm, if you really like what's going on here at Country Fried Minis, the best way to financially support the channels over on Patreon. Go check out what we've got over there. There's some special things on offer. Not a whole lot of posts over there, but you'll get perks within the community. Yeah. Also, I see there's 9 people in here still at this moment. I really, once again, want to drop a super hearty thanks to y'all for showing up and checking out this stream. I think we hit 13 concurrents this time, which is just like mind-blowing to me. Also, holy moly, Mr. Goobertown Hobby stopped by and said howdy. I feel like that is a gift. That was awesome. I don't care if you watched it. Gross. Anyhow, that's what we got for the evening. I want to stick hard to this 3-hour rule and not go over. I think it's a really good habit to be in, so folks can have a dependable experience. They know what time slot you're working with. So we're going to call it there. I could probably do another hour of work, but I also feel the fatigue starting to hit me. So once again, if you're not a member of the Discord, make sure to check it out. Nightbot was also reminding folks that I do commission painting. Check out the gigs over on offer at fiverr.com/Thurston Studios. That's THURSTON Studios, all one word. I do custom work. In fact, next week's show is going to have us working on a commission that's currently floating through my Fiverr page. In any case, this has been a ton of fun. Once more, y'all are a blast. Chat has been exceptionally fun tonight. I'm going to go in the volcano and make another one. Fucking halflings, yeah. Gonna go back to Stompy Robot Fun Time. Oh yeah. It's a little Mech Warrior 5 tonight. I may hop in the Discord right after this. Anyhow, I've been Cameron on behalf of Country Fried Minis. This is the Bullshit Corner 2.0, and this has been this week's paint stream, testing out this new camera. We're gonna get dialed in even better, and these are every Wednesday. So, thank y'all for stopping by. As always, I want you to remember to be happy while you're painting. And of course, to know that your participation in these live stream events and videos and whatnot make me happy when I'm painting. Anyhow, actually signing off this time. Catch y'all sometime soon. Bye-bye.